This is Glenda Sumner at Real Estate Homeward. I'm here with some long-standing and favorite clients that I have helped now purchase 3 homes. And Bruce and Ann, the first home that we bought together, or that you purchased, was a bungalow. As I recall, it was Pharmacy in St. Clair.
On Westbourne, yeah.
That's the street, thank you.
I can't remember if 57 was the house number or it was $57,000 when we bought it.
I think it might have been the same, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
And at that point, you were without children, as I recall, and it was your very first home, so you just wanted to get into the marketplace, correct?
It was.
But I do remember you doing a lot of improvements, and after a few years, I'm not quite sure how long you were there. Do you recall?
I think it was about 3 years.
3 or 4 years,
Yeah.
then you were in a position to make a step up. And so from there, you went to a lovely ravine property south of St. Clair.
In East York.
In East York.
Yeah. And when we bought that house with you, we were pregnant with our daughter.
But we didn't know.
it.
Oh, really?
So after we got the house, we found out that we
how
had
exciting.
our first child coming.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And then you were there for a little longer, I think, weren't
We
you?
were there for 10 years or so.
10 or 12.
Yeah, 10 or 12 years.
So our daughter was just about to go into grade 7 or grade 8.
Grade 7.
Yeah. The thing I remember most about when we were marketing that home, it was, I think, March, and we had done pansies.
Yes,
Remember?
pansies and tulips everywhere.
And every night, because it was cold in the evening, you would take the pansies in and then dutifully put them back out in the morning.
In the garden, yeah.
And then, now what brought you to this home?
Well, there were a few things. I think we were starting to think about the kids going to high school and wanted really good high school options for them, and public school for the younger one. And my dad was getting on, and we wanted enough space for him to, if he wanted to stay, for him to be comfortable. And we were both working at home a fair bit, so we wanted a place we could have a home office. And of course, we were drawn to the lake.
But I think when we were looking that we weren't really even considering this area, were we?
No, that's true.
Specifically, not
You
specifically.
pulled us on over here.
Yeah, I think we gave you 4 or 5 criteria.
Right.
We were looking for a 4-bedroom. We were looking for a great entranceway. We wanted to make sure we had a large yard and lots of parking.
Okay.
The other
we were
thing
used to green space too, because we had the ravine.
on the
Ravine,
ravine.
yeah.
The other criteria we
Yes.
gave you that made it challenging is we did want to be close to a destination street. And that was the constraint you convinced us to relax on.
Okay, because it met all of the other criteria.
It did.
I do remember when we first came in, Anne at the front door looked straight through the back windows out to the view and looked at me and said, "Glenda, why did you bring us here?" You know that I will love it here.
That's exactly right, because you could see it was a sunny February day, and you could see right through to the lake from the front door the minute you stepped in.
That's right.
And
So,
then Anne got to work on selling me.
That's right.
This was more house than we were looking for. It was much larger than the other properties that we were considering,
and the price was, I think, a little higher than your budget,
and it was a stretch.
but
But
we managed
in the end,
to
it was worth it.
negotiate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So since you've been here, could you maybe just tell us a little bit about what you've enjoyed about living here?
Well, certainly the park. I mean, that goes without saying. And when you look at it, I mean, you can see elements of Bluffers Park, but it extends well beyond what you can see. So in the winter, I leave my cross-country skis on the porch, and I can ski right outside the side gate
Oh,
for
where do you go?
an hour or two,
Oh.
right along the edge of the bluffs, and then into the meadow. And you can
The
do a
meadow
nice loop.
being the long grass.
That's what all the locals
Yes.
call the wooded
Okay.
area,
All
just
right.
past the open bluffs part.
Right.
So you can get going there for
All
quite a
right.
good hour or so,
Okay.
and it's great.
Can you make it down to the bluffs? Like down to Bluffers Park?
Well, if you're adventurous, you could. You can
Okay.
certainly walk up to Brimley and go down that way,
Yes.
or you can scramble down.
There's a couple of places
There's a
you
couple
can
of
scramble.
secret ways
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
And now the school, which is Chime Drive Public School,
Right.
I know that locals take a secret route
Yes.
to go there.
Cinder's
Tell me
Tell me
Path.
about that. Because I didn't know that when you first came.
We didn't either. I think our first walk to school with the kids, the neighbors said, "Oh, come with us, we'll show you the way." And you can actually walk all the way from here to Chine Drive School without going on the road or the sidewalk or the streets. You can go through park
I've taken that
all the
walk.
way. Yeah,
Since.
yeah. And Chine Drive has quite a reputation for cross-country running because
Oh,
the route
right.
lends itself so well to the kids running out there. So.
Yeah, there probably aren't too many homes in the city where you can go for an hour-long walk without touching concrete or asphalt.
That's right.
And we can do that right out of our
Yeah.
garden gate.
That's wonderful. And I know you both work downtown, and I know that you take the GO transit system, do you not?
That was one of the things that was a huge surprise.
Okay.
When we were looking at this home, we lived in East York before, and my commute to downtown was between 45 and 50 minutes. From here on the GO train, it's less than half an hour door to desk. I work in the downtown core.
Right, okay. And there's free parking.
Free
as well.
parking at the GO. And it runs on a very frequent schedule.
Right, so that's a real plus for you.
Certainly for us, yeah.
Yeah, and in terms